Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Kara McKinney. With Biden literally campaigning for re-election on the fact that he didn't let the Supreme Court get in the way of his student loan forgiveness giveaway, even after they ruled against him, then it's only fitting for other Democrats to do the same and follow suit. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is the one taking up the mantle on this. He tweeted out angrily in response to the court's ATF bump stock ban overturning we covered last night. Quote, by undoing the common sense ban on deadly bump stocks, the MAGA Supreme Court has shown how dangerously far right they will go. It risks public safety, tragedies, American lives. Senate Democrats will bring up Senator Heinrich's bill on the Senate floor to restore the bump stock ban, end quote. So that's what they were up to today, with Schumer hoping to pass it through unanimous consent, meaning that it would be automatically approved as long as no lawmaker in the upper chamber objected. I would have thought that objection would come from someone like Senator Rand Paul or Mike Lee, but instead it was Nebraska Republican Pete Ricketts who blocked it. So good job, Pete. Obviously, neither Schumer nor Heinrich expected this bill to pass. It was more of an exercise in getting Republicans on record about something that Democrats hope will be damaging for them during election time. And it appears that at least one Republican took the bait, with Maine's Susan Collins joining on the bump stock ban legislation. But losing just one squish in the Senate isn't so bad, and I'd like to hope that the slim majority of Republicans in the House wouldn't have fallen for Schumer's ruse either, though I'm less confident of them there. But while most Republicans in the House are terrible, there are a few reliably good ones. The House Oversight Committee is launching a new investigation into how the gun-grabbing left uses lawfare to punish gun manufacturers as a backdoor way of de-arming law-abiding patriots. The committee is announcing, quote, we are investigating potential collaboration between the Biden administration and anti-Second Amendment plaintiffs, including the city of Chicago, on pending litigation targeting Glock Incorporated. Glock is one of the largest providers of firearms to the civilian and law enforcement communities in America. An estimated 65% of law enforcement agencies across the country carry Glocks as their primary sidearm. These plaintiffs are seeking to financially punish and restrict continued operation of a firearm manufacturer for illegal aftermarket alterations being made by criminals to their product after they've been lawfully sold. This misguided action ignores the responsibility of federal law enforcement agencies to aggressively prosecute criminals who violate federal statutes and local prosecutors who have taken a soft on crime approach to prosecutions, end quote. Joining us now to discuss is Aiden Johnston, the Director of Federal Affairs for Gun Owners of America. Aiden, thanks for being back tonight.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Great. So tell us more about this investigation by the House Oversight Committee. It looks like the left's lawfare is targeting Glock this time.
Well, I'm really glad to see the House Oversight Committee getting involved in protecting firearm manufacturers. We don't blame car manufacturers for drunk driving, and for the same reason we shouldn't blame firearm manufacturers for the actions of criminals with their products. So that's something that what Congress protected. They passed a law called the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms, because the Second Amendment says it's legal to buy, sell, and own firearms in the United States. And instead, these anti-gun groups are colluding with various cities and state governments, and even now with Biden, the federal government, to attack firearm manufacturers in the firearm industry. So it's really good to see the House Oversight Committee stepping up and protecting these lawful businesses.
So is that the main argument in the litigation against Glock, that because some criminal somewhere does something bad with their product, that therefore it's the manufacturer's fault and they need to pay out all this money and basically close their doors? Is that the argument that is trying to be made against Glock right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So the anti-gunners always blame guns, and in this case, they want to blame the gun manufacturers rather than the criminals. And essentially, with a Glock, it's a semi-automatic firearm, but you can put a switch on the back of it, and that will turn it into a fully automatic firearm. Now, those are illegal under the National Firearms Act of 1934 and also under the Hughes Amendment of 1986. And you can't have a Glock switch. So anyone that has one and installs it onto their gun is actually committing a federal crime. That's already illegal. That has nothing to do with Glock. And we should actually be asking, how are these criminals getting Glock switches? In fact, a whole bunch, thousands, were imported into the United States during the Biden administration from China.